Alright guys, so with the PvP tier list for May 2024 updated, I'm going to be updating the PvE tier list with the addition of our Stormbringer as well as the, all the magic candies that have been introduced and Street Urchin as well. So this is going to be, of course, for the mainly world exploration with beasties as well as master mode, dark mode, and things like that. Of course, with the Cookie Alliance and excluding, in my opinion, right now the guild boss battle, because guild boss battle cookies are very specific, and specific teams are honestly really required to deal the amount of damage that are shown within videos and things like that, especially topic settings and effects and your skill timing and things. So just keep that in mind. This is mainly going to be for world exploration, beasties, Cookie Alliance, and the upcoming the tower as well. So here we go, guys. This is going to be with the latest one after the Stormbringer update, and let's start out with the stay away, just like always. So we have from Sonic all the way up to Pastry. So this hasn't really changed at all. We still have the same old. The one that we're of course looking at, just like how we had for the PvP section, is going to be Dark Choco. If that update comes out with the magic candy, we might see the return of one of our oldest tank cookie that was within the meta way in the beginning. So we'll see if that comes out. But right now, this is going to stay the same pretty much. And then we have the C tier from Red Velvet all the way up to Sparkling. And they are pretty much the same as well. And the only one I'm really looking out for, again, for PvE 2 is going to be Caramel Arrow. Caramel Arrow wasn't really great inside of PvE section anyways. When she was released, she was great for PvP, and the reason why was because she's pretty squishy and she's a front line. She does melee hit, but she has to use her skill in order to go and attack from the back, shoot her arrows and things like that to deal the damage, and that took some time, and she gets she becomes vulnerable when she's not using the seal and things like that. So we're looking out for her magic candy, possibly making her viable for the PvE section as well, making her more tanky and things like that. So we'll see how that turns out, but that's the C tier. And then the B tier is going to be from Matcha all the way up to Macaron. If you guys were seeing Tartatan, that's a mistake. From Matcha all the way to Macaron is going to be the B tier. The one that we're looking out for the upcoming update is going to be our Blueberry Pie. So with Blueberry Pie's magic candy, we might see some viability of her being more useful inside of the PvE section. She's harder to use in the PvE because of the fact that she needs to go and get those stacks, but her stacks gaining is really slow inside of the PvE section compared to something like the PvP, where her majority of the damage is coming out from her laser beam. So we'll see how that one goes, but that is going to be the B tier as of right now. And then the A tier is going to be from our Street Urchin, the latest epic cookie, all the way up to our Cotton. All right, so these are going to be pretty much the same as well. They are pretty decent. They're pretty they were great. I still believe they still have very useful kits within their skills. Like Mango has weakness debuff with the magic candy. Eclair still has the weakness debuff. Rye Cookie still has the great amount of damage and the fire type extra bonus damage as well. We have Snow Sugar with the Snow King, which is able to do a lot of damage, freeze and things like that. Licorice with the minions, and the cookies are great, but in my opinion they're a little bit more outdated. They did have their time inside of their specific teams and specific stages as well, but as more cookies come out, they become a little bit less of the trend, is what we should call it within the world exploration stages. So that's going to be the A tier. And then we have the Situational from Caramel Shoe all the way up to BTS, and the one we're looking out for is going to be Twizzy Gummy, just like Blueberry Pie, to see if how much more viable she's going to become inside of the PvE section rather than just be situational as of right now. And then Caramel Shoe, as always, the beginning stages, if you do get her, she's actually pretty good with the flat extra stat boost that you're able to get, and the rest of them are just going to be there for healing reduction, purify, attack boost, as well as attack speed boost. And BTS is just, if you have them, you have them. All right, so let's go into the SS tier now. SS tier is actually going to be really big now, guys, because of the amount of cookies that are able to be used for a lot of different situation. especially with the Beasties and the Cookie Alliance, and the towers coming out as well. But let's start out with Stormbringer. Stormbringer is great. Crimson Coral, Elder Fairy, Hollowberry, Strawberry Crate with the Magic Candy. We have Financier with the Magic Candy. We have Rebel, Burnt Cheese. We have Fettuccine. We have Frost Queen, Golden Cheese, White Lily. We still have Creme Brulee, as well as Captain Caviar with the Magic Candy. We have Prune Juice, Tartatan, as well as Linzer. We have Parfait with the Magic Candy. We have Snapdragon as well here. We have Icicle Yeti, Pure Vanilla, and Cream Puff with the Magic Candy. So I've actually increased the list of cookies at the SS tier because a lot of these cookies actually do have a very significant role within a lot of the game modes that we talk about, like the World Exploration again, Beasties, Cookie Alliance, sometimes inside of the new Choco Towers as well, or the new Cake Towers, as well as other special episodes that we have going on as well. So with the introduction of Stormbringer, Stormbringer is a great DPS tank who just is super tanky and deals a lot of damage. Elder Fairy as well as Crimson Coral are self-explanatory. We have Hollowberry, still a pretty decent tank in my opinion, and I think because we do have someone like Burnt Cheese as well as Crepe up here, I think Hollowberry does deserve to be up here as well. And Strawberry Crepe, again with the extra damage resist buff and stuns and things like that, definitely is going to be up here with Financier as well as Fettuccine and Burnt Cheese. Rebel, the weakness debuffs or the extra damage buff that you're able to do with Rebel is great. The decoys are great as well. The damage dealers are pretty much self-explanatory. They have always been up here pretty much, especially with the Magic Candy of Captain Caviar. And Linzer, I think Linzer deserves to be an SS. I think it was kind of debatable back then, but now Linzer has been used for a lot of different stages, especially within like boss battle stages as well. And the Linzer buff is just really good. So you see a lot of guides that are going to be using Linzer. So definitely worth it. Parfait, Snapdragon, Yeti, self-explanatory. Pure Vanilla with injury, healing, and things like that. Very easy to get early on. And then a Cream Puff at the end with the Magic Candy, the Crit buff, attack buff. The massive amount of healing is going to be where Cream Puff is at. So these are going to be your SS. Again, SS are going to be the cookies that you want to try and raise up for the World Exploration Beasties. These guys are not going to really trouble you. They're not going to disappoint you in most of the cases, especially if you have the right toppings and right team composition or general team composition built with these cookies. So that's where we're going to leave it at for the SS tier. And then now the S tier are going to be pretty much like the replacement of the SS cookies are going to be Wallberry as well as Milky Way. We have Space Donut, Capsaicin, Pitaya. We have Black Pearl, Sea Fairy, as well as Moonlight, Sherbet, Stardust, Mozzarella, as well as we have Black Raisin, Silver Bell, and Rockstar. All right, so I put Black Pearl in here, and the reason why I did it is because compared to these three's burst damage, Black Pearl's is not as good anymore. I mean, it's especially with the the damage resist bypass skill effect is pretty good, but because we have the biscuits now with the ability to get those damage resist bypass, I don't think it's really necessary to have Black Pearl in your team or anything like that. It's better to have any of these three, especially we have Stormbringer, who's a DPS tank as well, so we have that. We have the zap effect, we have the overcurrent, we have a lot of different abilities coming from Stormbringer. So I think Black Pearl kinda is going to be a bit harder or less effective in a lot of the stages that we have going on. So that's why I brought Black Pearl down. And then I guess the one that we're looking out for is going to be possibly Moonlight with the future Crystal Jam that might come out for her, since all the other legendaries, excluding our latest Stormbringer, have Magic Candy, or not a Magic Candy, Crystal Jam. So hopefully Moonlight is able to get one, and we'll see a huge revival for her inside of not only the PvE section, for the PvP section as well. But that's pretty much going to be it here, guys. Again, there are a couple ones that we're looking out for: Twizzy, Blu-ray Pie, Caramel Arrow, as well as Dark Choco with the leaks. And yeah, we'll see how this takes us. And again, for this tier list, I'm excluding the Guild Boss Battle just because Guild Boss Battle cookies are very specific, and there are very specific teams that you have to pretty much use and you want to use for the maximum amount of damage. Again, topping setting is very important. Biscuit setting is very important. The stat as well as skill order in a lot of the teams are very important as well. So just keep that one in mind. But that's going to be it for the PvE tier list for May 2024. After the Stormbringer update, so we'll see if there's any significant change, and we'll add in Blu-ray Pie as well as Twizzy Gummies, changes if necessary. Anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments below if you guys have anything. Comment, change, discuss in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.